Good morning, my peoples. Check out this gloomy morning on the trail. You guys, it is freezing. Cannot feel my toes this morning. Can't hardly feel my fingers. Had to put on, it rained yesterday, and I finally just stopped because I had started to get cold and set my tent up and just hunkered down. It rained all night. It stopped about 1 o'clock. And so my shoes are wet from yesterday. And so pack is still damp. Tent was wet. Trying to get to Trent's grocery. I can camp there tonight. Charge my phone, charge my battery. Went through a whole battery bank yesterday. So I need to definitely get that recharged. Oh man. You talk about, my feet are freezing. So I'm trying to get to Trent's grocery this morning or today. It's like 12 miles away. And I think Woods Hole is about 12 miles after that. I think I might go in there for the night. And then push it on over to Angel's Rest 2 nights after that. Right now I'm just so cold that y'all know I don't do well with cold. My shirt didn't quite dry out last night, so I had to put that cold shirt on and then have on my long sleeve shirt, and it wasn't completely dry. We had to do trail laundry, you do it in the tub, and I stayed in the room letting it dry out in front of the air condition, or the heat or whatever, as long as I could, and it still didn't quite get dry. So my core is wet right now, and I know that is not good. But I'm just glad I have my gloves. Glad I have my base layer pants. I think when I go home, I'm gonna leave the pants there, and I think I'm gonna bring back my rain pants. They're really warm, and they do well in the rain, so anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. See if I can get my hands warm. Alright. I didn't get my 600-mile mark yesterday. I missed it by 2 miles. So I'm gonna get it today. Now, folks, that's what you call creative when it comes to putting up a white blaze. Just saying. Because we all know that this thing has been here since 1975 is what it says, folks. Let's see if y'all can see that. 1975. Y'all see that? So we all know that ain't going nowhere. So I guess you guys have wondered, like, well, her latest videos haven't been that long. Like, she hasn't talked a lot. She hasn't made a lot of videos. Well, so what I realized when I was coming through Grayson Highland, and I was having I was just in that mental game. And one of the things I realized, so I really didn't have anything to think about, you know? I mean, like, you know, they say, oh, you're on the trail, you're gonna have to deal with unresolved issues and, like, traumas and thises and that's. I've been doing that with therapy for like the last 4 years. And so, you know, one thing I've hoped is that if there's anything else that I need to discuss with the therapist, it comes up. But other than one incident that came back when I left out of Franklin, I mean, I'm not out here walking thinking about any traumas. I mean, I constantly think about falling off the aircraft carrier because there's often ledges to the left, and that's just where my brain goes. But, like, not in a freak out way or anything like that. I mean, I really, I have a great mental health team, and we've really worked on, all my traumas. We've really worked on them. And so I'm out here, and I'm just not randomly thinking about these things. And I think it's because, that has consumed a large portion of my life for the last 4 years. And so it consumes a lot of my everyday thought when I'm in the matrix. It does consume a lot of my thought. But when I'm out here, I'm not out here thinking about traumas. I mean, I deal with anxiety out here. There's fears and things like that I have. But that's just from, it's from those traumas. I have fears and anxieties and things like that and moments that are a result of my traumas. But I'm not out here, like, thinking about my traumas. So, like, I really try to be in the moment, and I've worked really hard with that over the last 4 or 5 years to be in the moment. And so I try to be thinking of what I'm doing at that moment, And so I've noticed that it's kind of hard for me because you're just out here. You can't think so much about trees and leaves and stuff like that. And I can only daydream about owning a hostel and how I'd run it so much. You know what I'm saying? I can daydream about, think about my next adventures. Section hiking the Florida Trail in a year. Doing some of those kayak camping routes. and stuff like that, canoeing down the Mississippi. I can only daydream so much about those things because I haven't researched them. And it's not like you can just turn on your mobile data and research that crap every night while you're out here. So you have the research to think about while you're walking. So I realized, you guys, I was bored. They say it becomes work, and it wasn't like it was work. I mean, God, work is stressful. But, it's not stressful. It just becomes mundane, I guess. And so I realized that I needed to get myself out of that. And I love Audible. Like when I'm driving, anything like that, I'm always listening to a book. And so, you guys, when I went into Marion, and I had some Wi-Fi, set my Audible back up on my new phone, re-downloaded some books. And so, over the last week, I have been listening to, it's a lecture book. It's not even a book, it's like a lecture series. So it's like a professor, and you're listening to his lectures. And he's like this guy that's like the person for the Civil War history. He's like one of the top people for that. And so I was listening, or I have been listening to his lectures on the Civil War. And he breaks down like each battle, and he's in, this dude goes into, he's legit a college professor. And so I'm out here and I'm listening to this lecture on the Civil War for like the last 5 days, because it's like 40 hours long. It's like 38 lectures. It's good. It's been good for it's good for my mental health. I feel like I'm learning. I love the Civil War. Has always been my, favorite part of history, just because I've just always found it so fascinating. And I've, got got to listen to different books and stuff, but it's so neat to listen to like a lecture. So it's almost like I've been in history class for the last week. And I love that, because do I remember what I've been listening to? No, but I probably retain it's a lot of it I knew. Just because I've listened and read so many different Civil War books. But I continue to read them because it's really hard for me to retain that information and all of it. And I want it all, And so I could turn around and listen to it again and find it interesting. That's yeah, I'm a nerd. And so that's what I've been doing for last week, you guys. And it's been good for me. It's good for my head. It makes me feel like, I'm out here and I'm hiking and I'm just looking at trees. But guess what? I'm actually learning something while I'm out here. And I'm learning it from the perspective of a teacher, and not just, yes, a teacher has their opinion of something, but most professors do try to be objective. And so it's kind of makes me feel like it's an objective history lesson. And so it's like listening to a book that's more objective than someone's take on the Civil War. And it's kind of cool. So it's been good for me, man. Been out here in history class. So, it's just it's just a cool little thing of having the Audible. Had that subscription now for like 4 years. That was one of my things I tried to do and started doing some years back to help build mastery, because it's hard for me to read without getting a headache. But I love to read. And man, it will set off some migraines. And so, but I still get to read. And I discovered them when I was in the Navy. You can download them on audiobooks on your iPod and listen to them when you're laying in your rack. So something I did, man. And when I was planning for my 2020 trip, and I had 6 months of calendar, 7 months of calendar drawn out, and I had every day plan where I was going to stop, what hostel, where I was going to stay. I mean, I had it planned out to the day. And I would listen to Harry Potter. I've listened to those books probably like 6 times a piece, and now I have them downloaded. So I'll probably listen to those again. But I'm on the last part of I'm in the last part of class. I'm about to have to take the final exam. So I was thinking that might be a cool thing. Something else I might go and try to find and download is another lecture series, because they're really long. And I got those ear pods, and I like the pods over the ones with the wire, because you can charge that little base and then just use one pod, right? So it tells you it's got like 40 hours of a charge. So you use a pod, and then when you're done, you put it back and it charges it, and then you can use it again. And if that one, like let's say in the day, if that one ear pod runs out, you just grab the other one and put that one in there, and it charges while you're listening to the other one. And so I found that I can do that, and I don't have to charge anything while I'm out. Whereas with the ones with the little wire, they would go dead every day, and I have to charge them every night. So I definitely like that, the ear pods, and I like the one that I got, because I've had one time since I've been out here, one of them finally say that the battery was low. So that's what I've been doing. That's why you guys haven't heard me rambling. I've been in class, man. I have been in history class because I've been trying to, something you guys might have heard me say, that, you know, one thing that my therapist says when you're feeling depressed, you know, I have this sheet in my DBT book, and it has like 80, 90, 200 things, 180, 200 things of like pleasant things that you can do that are considered pleasant things that people do to add happy events in your day. And, you know, like one of them is take a hike. Well, I already planned that. And like one of them is take a course. Learn a new hobby. Learn about a new topic. Read a book. And so, you guys, that's what I did. I think I was feeling depressed. You know, just feeling kind of blah. And I get why. It's so easy to just say, if I'm going to feel this way, I'd rather feel this way at home than feel this way on trail. And it is so easy to do that, because it's like, at least if I'm feeling this way at home, you know, I'm at home. I have my kids to make me smile, got my wife to make me smile, got my dogs to make me smile, you know, my family. you know, and and so I don't have these things out here. So yeah, it would be easier if I was at home. You know, like today, if I was at home, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, you guys. You know, it's Mother's Day. I'll be at my godmama's right now, having Sunday dinner, taking her a Mother's Day present, delivering her flowers, you know. Going to take my grandma some roses. That's what I'd be doing if I was at home. Giving my wife a Mother's Day present. Giving my niece Harley a Mother's Day present. But I'm not. So, you know, gotta try to do things and add things in my day here that still creates positive and happy events in my day. And so I read a book. I took a course. And that's why I have not rambled that much lately. Ha 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 ha. Audible. I mean, there's a lot of books and stuff that are included in your subscription. And no, they do not sponsor me. I pay for my subscription every month, just like everybody else. But you get a credit every month. And there's all kind of stuff that's included. And like cool books and stuff that's included. So it's always something, podcast or something you can listen to on it. So that fog is lifted. Look, y'all. Try not to say I tell you what so much. Because I know y'all are tired of me telling you what. What are you going to tell me? Well, I am going to tell you that I'm going to let you go. It's because I should be at mile 600, like very soon. I thought maybe I would come upon it while we were talking. But clearly, that will not be the case. I will have to walk and find it alone, as I have done with most things on this trail, and then share it with you after I discover it. Alright, I'll holler at y'all later. Man, I've been talking 17 minutes. My God. Alright, guys. I just wanted to say this before I forget. So I was walking and I stopped to tinkle, and this gentleman passed me, and his trail name is Wawa. I want to say Wawa Toddy. Wawa. It's an animal, okay? So what it is it's a mythical animal from the indigenous peoples of Quebec. And it has like little short legs, and if it falls, it dies. And so he was saying how oh, look at the stream. Boy, it's flowing today, ain't it? Yeah, dirty water. Hayes said it was bone dry the other day. bone dry is an understatement, I think is what she said. I mean, look at it. It's just dirty runoff. I mean, it's running, and that water's still cloudy. I mean, is this really a stream, or is it just mountain runoff? I'm not sure. That's why that one guy said that it was flowing, but you should definitely filter it, is what he said. I guess I'll get water. I need to check my water sources first. Okay, I checked, and there's water in 2.8 miles at the shelter. So I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm just gonna keep walking. Oh, look at this one. Maybe this is the stream it's talking about. This looks like good water. Now this water, I might can get with. Because this actually looks like this. So maybe this is the stream they're talking about. Because that back there looked like mountain runoff. This looks like a stream. Yeah, I'll get some water here. But anyway, so the gentleman I met, and that was his trail name. Wawatepe? No, Wawatepe, I think it is. And he said that that he was from Quebec. And so I noticed that he had balloon gaiters on. And so when I was in Marion Bushwhacker, who did the PCT, who I actually met him going into Damascus, he had found the little, you know, those little pieces, those little things that goes in the Crocs. You know, and I have them in my Crocs. And he found some, and so he gave them to me, and I think I showed them to you guys on the video. But one of them was a balloon. And, you know, the gram counter and me, and someone said, oh, that's just going to make your Crocs heavier, and you're going to have to carry it. But there's something, and I was just thinking about this, how Elvis told me this. As one reason. Elvis still hands down one of the coolest people I've met on trail. He said, you know, you should pay attention to the signs that life sends you. And it was funny that it sent me that butterfly. And I had those, and it gave me balloons. And I'm thinking, you know, clearly there's somebody. I'm going to meet at balloons, something. So he has these balloons on his gaiters, and I said, are those balloons? He says, yeah. I said, you like balloons? He said, yeah, I do. And I said, well, come here. You got Crocs? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, hey, here, I have some balloons for you. And I gave him the little balloons that I had on my Crocs. And so I got to give it to him. And then he told me to put it on his Crocs. I popped it in his Crocs for him. And he was like so happy and thankful. And because he said he loves balloons. And so, like, that was so cool because something told me to carry those balloons because they were for somebody. And so it was so cool to be able to do that. So yes, the balloons found a home. So Wawa, it was so cool meeting you. And if you guys ever get a chance to go to Quebec, still hands down, in 30 years of seeing that city, it is still the cleanest city I've ever seen in my life. I don't know that it can't say, you know, it's still that clean, but I mean, everybody still says that it still is, but man, and it's beautiful, just architects, old, they speak French, you know, so it's not that far. It's a beautiful city to go visit. Anyway, I'm gonna get some water. Alright, guys. So I'm at mile 600.9, and I looked, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't see the 600 sign. So I made me my own. And guess what, guys? I have hit mile 600. Mile 600. Mile, woo, 600. Mile 600. Mile 600. These feet have walked 600 miles, 600 miles, 600 miles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it's so funny. And Granddaddy said I wouldn't make it out of Georgia. That's what he said the first time when I told him I was going to do it. And then when I did it, and I made it as far. I mean, I didn't make like 40 miles in 2020. And he was still like, wow, I'm very proud of you. So when I was told him I was going back, so I'm going to go back, you know, like last year now. So I'm going to go do the whole state of Georgia. I said, because that was my inspiration then. You know, granted, you said I couldn't get through Georgia, so I'm going to go just do Georgia. So I did. And he was like, I knew you could do it. And then so I told him I was going out this time. He said, well, I know you can do it. And I expect you to get the main. So, hey, Granddaddy. This little girl walked 600 miles, 600 miles, 600 miles. This little girl walked 600 miles. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me get him to walking. Well, they said it was a view here. And they didn't lie. It's pretty, ain't it? I feel like that's where that almond store was at. But I know I'm not in that sinkhole. That limestone sinkhole anymore. I don't think we walking through Burke's garden. But man, that's pretty, ain't it? Well, I found out that Trent's grocery is closed because it's Sunday. Whew. So, I guess there's no stopping there for something to eat. That's okay though. I got plenty of food and enough juice to charge my phone tonight. Maybe I'll get in the woods hole. Anyway, I'll keep walking, see how far I get today. Alright guys, I'm about to walk across this bridge. So I'm at where Trent's grocery is supposed to be at, right there. They're here at this intersection. But they are closed, so on I shall continue on. I'll continue on. Ooh. Oh, this thing moves, man. Whoa. And I don't walk, gentle and easy. Oh, crap. Oh, looks like some Amish kids coming. There's a couple of really good, there's a really good camping spot right there. It's right by that river. I call that a river. I don't know what it is. It might not be a river. Field of buses. It's funny that town supported scavenger hunt for hikers. Guess that's out. Look how fast these people going. See what I mean? And I gotta cross this road. Well, I don't know where Trent's grocery would have been. But it's not right here. Alright. Well. Forward I go. Woods Hole is in 15 miles. And I have a night's worth of charge left. So at least I might have two. But. And I have 26 miles. Or 27 miles is where I need to be at by Thursday. So clearly, I'm ahead of schedule. I'm just gonna keep walking. Because I can, Anyway, that's all. I'll talk to y'all later. I was really looking forward to some hot food at this Trent grocery store. That site closed. Alright, I'll holler at y'all later. So I am at Dismal Falls. Oh. And it said it was 0.3, but man, that was a long 0.3. And it's just some, that's the waterfall, and I can't even get around there to see it. So, but that's a lot of water flowing, ain't it? So glad I didn't bring my pack down there. Alright, folks, so I have a question for you. Can anybody tell me what that means? It's a 7, and then an arrow, and a trap. Interesting. Don't know what it means. Oh, here's the little campsite. I wonder what that means. 7, arrow, and a trap. 7-up trap. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right here. I'm tired.